Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the Tailors Talk Podcast, live here at Grind Entertainment Studio, home of Musician Tailor LLC. I'm your co-host, Chevy Revis, along with my co-host and co-founder, Darrell Twin Smith.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
All right. Today's special guest is an international artist, songwriter, creative, director, and philanthropist who energy arrives in the building 15 minutes before she walks in any room. Her many talents had allowed her to work with icons like Curtis Blow, Dungeon Family, Brandy, Lil' Kim, Monica, Zaytoven, Young M.A., and more, just to name a few. Her hit single has sync placement on HBO Emmy Award-winning TV show Euphoria and Star's hit show P-Valley. Her presence can be seen and heard on Revolt, Black News, BET Jam, MTV, ABC, Sirius XM, BBC Radio in London that has gained her 1.2 million streams and half a million followers on all social media platforms. Please help us welcome to the show, hailing all the way from STL, St. Louis, Missouri, by way of ATL, the amazing, unstoppable, energetic Nesha Nycee. Say it twice. Come on now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, wait a minute. See, come on. Shit, I'm bumping into stuff. Wait a minute. No, thank y'all so much for welcoming me to the podcast. I'm very grateful. I know we've been trying to set this up, and the timing was right now. So thank you to both of you kings.
God
it's
timing.
A pleasure. Come on, divine timing.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. That's it.
Yep. So listen, I've been knowing you for a minute. We've been crossing paths for the last 10 years, all over Atlanta. You've been all over the world. I can't remember exactly why I pinpointed met you, but I remember seeing you and you stood out in a crowd of thousands. I was like, who is that? She had on, I remember exactly what you had on. I can't remember detail, but I remember the Nefertiti hat type style you had at the time. Oh, I know what it was. We was at A3C.
Okay.
And we was at a YouTube event. And you stood up and you said something. You was talking about how the execs, why do they overlook people who keep their clothes on? And I thought that was amazing because when you said it, I know everybody was kind of like looking and like, why did y'all pick the female that, half naked, this, but y'all overlooked the talented ones with their clothes on.
Absolutely.
I remember that distinctly. And we were talking to the head of YouTube at the time.
Oh, that's what's up.
So when she asked that question, everybody kind of like, that's a good question. That was a real good question. And they
Thank you.
Did they answer it? Not really, but
They danced around.
They definitely tap danced around a little bit. But it
definitely giving rodeo.
Yeah, it definitely gave them something to go back and work on.
Right.
Because I seen the shift a little bit after that, a little bit. But, I think it's getting back to it now. How you feel about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I do think it's still going to forever be lopsided, no matter how much people are saying, oh, well, there's TikTok, there's this, there's Threads, there's so many platforms where no matter what you look like or no matter how you present, clothes on, clothes off, you should be able to build a following. But the nuance of it all is that's just not the truth when we look at it on a more grand scale. It's like corporations are looking at sex sales, and that hasn't changed since the beginning of time, no matter how you package it. Even when we have, the young ladies that are coming in with a different approach, somewhere down the line, they get compromised. Some surgery come in. The lyricism changes on the song. Now the messaging is a little different. Now it's more, I'm showing a little more skin. Now I'm talking about, taking these men money and, it may have been there. I ain't trying to call out no names, but I'm just saying we've seen these young ladies come in where it may have been a more like homegirl hype type of approach where it's like, okay, that's different. But then eventually it turned into, okay, she's selling sex as well, but in a petite body. Okay? Right? You gotta be busting out the package, baby. They will package you on up as long as you're willing to sell it. All right? Okay?
Okay.
So there's just that. Listen, okay? So let's not try to act like it's just only pigeonholed on one particular woman. No, okay, you could be 0 pounds, baby. Listen, this is I'm representing petite women out here now. We ain't never body shame, baby. Y'all see what's going on. I'm 10 feet tall, baby, but get into what's really going on out here. Nah. But at the same time, baby, blow real quick. I may flow on over like a feather. But all I'm saying is, baby, yeah, no matter how you look, if you're a woman and you're trying to go to that next level, the way that this game is designed, I haven't seen it any other way. I understand people are saying, well, look at Rhapsody, look at this. Right, look at the Rhapsodies and look at where that ceiling has been placed when we look at the other people who are talking about something totally different, right?
Yeah.
And so not to go off on that tangent,
No,
but
that's-
yeah.
Yeah, that was a valid question.
Yeah,
that you
but
said, yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, King,
Yeah,
because I've always been that type of person in any type of space,
Mhm.
where it's always been important to me when they're like, "Who got a question?" I'm standing up, even if I don't have one. I'm gonna think of one by the time it gets to me because I've always felt like this is a moment for me to use my voice. I'm not gonna get up here and say something negative or you know what I mean. It's gonna be something that is gonna move the needle in some type of way. So I appreciate that.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah, I like the way you move and the way how you said that too.
Thank
And
you.
again, we appreciate you coming out here to the Tailor Talk
Yes,
podcast.
thank you. I appreciate y'all.
And as you know, you from St. Louis. St. Louis. Moved down here to the ATL. Um, as as your life started to shape, when did that music bug bite you?
Yeah, definitely. I always gotta take it way back when to the childhood, being born in St. Louis, right? Back against the wall, facing a lot of adversity and challenges, just personally, but then as a people, right? And so when you mix all of that in, you get the product of somebody who is looking to find a way to channel whatever those challenges are. And different strokes for different folks. Some people channel it, in other ways. Right. But for me, I feel like God was speaking to me in my ear and said, music is going to be your way that you communicate. Because believe it or not, I was very shy coming up. I didn't really know how to use my voice. I always felt like my voice was different because I felt like it was strong, even though I was little. You know what I mean? And people would be like, kind of looking like, wait, I wasn't expecting your voice to sound like that. So I didn't really know what to do with it, right? I was a little insecure about it at the moment, but then it was like, I gave you this voice because I need you to realize the power behind it. And so I felt like music was the way for God to usher me into my true voice. Because when you're walking in that power, you're fearless. You know who got you and you know what assignment that you're on, right? And so yeah, I was able to find my voice through music, and that was creatively. That's how it all came about. That's how it all came about.
Oh, that's dope.
Thank you.
And that, as that voice, as you sitting here, you definitely have a voice, and you
I
definitely have
appreciate
a
it.
purpose and a direction that I definitely, even when you spoke on how women are portrayed in the music industry, and like you said, it's why are the execs overlooking the talent women that is fully dressed? Because you like Rhapsody is a dope artist to me. But then like you said, she's getting masked by the massive of exploitation of women. So as an artist yourself, and like I said, you're a very dope artist, and then
Thank
I
you.
definitely like your fashion. You're
I
very
appreciate it.
fashionable. As I looked at your pictures and stuff, I said, "Oh, she clean. You
Thank
know
you. I
how to,
appreciate that.
you well packaged." And so as you maneuver through this music industry, and I know it's kind of tough for women like yourself that's definitely have a true strong voice, and then you have in a male dominated field. Where do you feel that how you gonna teach the next upcoming artists, female artists, to stay true to themselves and don't be compromised?
I think, the best teacher is always gonna be experience, but even before another young woman has to go through, an experience that is going to be to her detriment, I'm always gonna lead by example, right? I wanna be reflective. I wanna be a reflection. I wanna be reflecting what I want to see, right? And so it's not just me being like, oh, this is the type of music they promoting, and then I'm also promoting that type of, because here's the thing. I listen to it all. I get into different bags. I listen to it all. I support my females. I support my women. But I feel like there's a balance. There should be a balance to it all. Back in the 90s, we had that balance. You had Lil Kim, but then you had Queen Latifah. You had Left Eye. There was a mixture where you could choose. Now it's just like there's clearly an agenda behind. I mean, there's always been an agenda, right? In always different ways, even inadvertently, but now more loudly. I feel like they're not even trying to hide it with the messaging and the different things that they're allowing to be pushed. It's no censorship. It's just ridiculous what my nephews are able to kind of listen to and see at their age. You know what I'm saying? And so, leading back to your question, continuing to do something about it in my own way, right? I can't fix the whole world. And I'm not saying I'm going to be a superwoman and take on that responsibility, because as a people, as melanated people, we do that all the time. We try to take on more than we can bear when we already have our own things to bear, respectfully, right? And so, saying all of that to say, in my own wheelhouse, in my bandwidth, continuing to make sure my messaging is on par. What am I trying to display? What impact am I trying to leave behind? What do I want to resonate with a young woman or a young girl when she's listening to my music? I can only do my part, right? I don't want to hold the responsibility of a grown person that has the same right or wrong will that I do. But what I can do is continue to advocate for what's right. I can continue to show up in the community, philanthropy, mentorship. I have mentees. I have different girls that I mentorship that I've met throughout my journey of working with the Boys and Girls Club, working with Morehouse in the Upward Bound program with the young women and the young men, all throughout, working with Breaking the Chains Foundation. So many nonprofits, doing my own thing independently, money out my own pocket. All right, let me go buy this, buy that. Let's go downtown, rounding up a few people. Let's bring the music out there. Let's bring the food. Just different ways, leading by example, because showing that young lady that the same way you may have an urge to do something wrong that could exploit you is the same way you could have that urge to do something positive that is going to evolve you, right? Because you both eventually be led. You may want the fast money and you can get that real quick, but it's only going to lead you to one outcome. But if you really focus on purpose and figure out what God is telling you, you'll get to that money that's going to sustain you. You'll get to that wealth and that riches that's even beyond a price tag and what money can even afford. And I just want young girls to realize that, like, we live in such a microwave society, the surgery, to this, to that. I'm not here to try to beat nobody down with, like, come down on anybody like I'm judging you. I apologize. This is to my women, because I understand women want to have the right to do what they want to do with their bodies, and I understand that. But if you're not waking up off that table, that's an issue, because we don't believe in ourselves or we don't love ourselves enough. Why is that? How did we get there? So I want to continue to be the example. I want to be the love. I want to fill that void, that lack thereof. And so I'm gonna continue to lead in that way. I'm passionate about the topic at hand. I really am. And so apologies for that, for getting, long winded and off track. But reeling it back in, yeah. I want to continue to make sure my messaging is on par. I'm showing up. I'm showing out. I'm human just like everybody else, but I'm also being accountable for what I do wrong and correcting my wrongs in front of everybody, including young women, my young sisters, showing them that this is how you need to be talked to. This is the way that you need to be shown. It's not all about this. It's not all about that, right? In so many different ways, but the community work, the music, it's all encompassing.
Yeah, that's dope right there. Yeah, you know, you don't have to apologize, because what you're doing is you teaching. You giving the message that God gave you to put
I
out to
appreciate
these
that.
young ladies. And I do appreciate everything you just said. As you internationally known. You've been across the globe and doing great things. So as you maneuvered across seas and did some amazing shows over in Ireland, Spain, how did you come about that?
Wow. Yes, King. Thank you for asking. Just a lot of work and a lot of manifestation, a lot of believing in myself, and great relationships as well. I mean, you don't get to where I got to overnight, no matter what it looks like. And some people are asking, "Hey, Niche, are you able to give me the?" And I've told people, even some of my peers, respectfully, I can't give you the playbook of what God purposed for me. Right? I can tell, huh? Because same thing. I've wondered certain things about my peers. How did? Then I had to say, wait a minute, that ain't my destiny. But let me lock in on what God is showing me because it's going to lead me to my path. We all got different paths. And so, leading back to what you just asked, King, it wasn't overnight, like I said, but it took a lot of Monday to Monday showcases. Times where I didn't have a car, I'm hopping on the bus, I'm hopping on the train, I'm catching a ride with so and so, whatever the situation was. I'm working whatever type of job I'm having to work in. I'm cleaning buildings, I'm subcontracting. I got several buildings I'm doing. You know, we had moments where we had a team, we was going in Magic City. We was shout out Cirque Daiquiri Bar, so many different people that I have relationships with through that subcontracting work. You know, I'm never above hustling and getting it out the mud because before I lay on my back, baby, I'm gonna get to them racks. Okay? Okay? In a way that's gonna be dignified. Do you hear what I'm saying? The only time I'm laying on my back is to get some sleep. Do you hear what I'm saying? And even then, I'm laying on my side. Did you hear what I said? Okay? So say, listen, I need people to reel it in, baby. We don't have to take the easy way out because Lord Jesus. So yes, King, putting in that work, and it eventually led me. A3, it was a year at A3C. I want to say 2015. I met a queen. I was networking, doing my thing like always, passing out cards, and I was talking to everybody in the room. I'm Nesha Nycee, whatever. And it was the queen. And once she spoke to me, I heard her accent after I gave her my card, and I was like, "Are you from London?" She was like, "I am." I spoke on the panel. She took my information. She ended up hitting me up like later that day. I checked out your Instagram. You're dope. I want to try to get with you before I go back home to London. I said, okay, cool. We eventually met up. She invited me to the studio. I went. I played my current project that I had out at the time. Everybody in the studio was moved by the music, and I was grateful. I'm just like, wow, because I didn't know what to expect from just even the situation with linking up with her, right? And so that led to her being like, you know what? I want to work with you. I'm headed back to London tomorrow, but I want to stay in touch. She had an idea when we did finally talk after she got back home to do a 90s cover band with me as the centerpiece. And she was like, I want you to assemble a band in Atlanta, put the audition flyer out because we want to get people together to audition to build this 90s band. And I got a vision for y'all to be like at the W, but in different locations, the W Dubai, the W Shanghai, and bringing hip hop and R&B to these places because they'll pay. And you know, you got it, Nisha, and I'm gonna build, the band around you, and we'll still find some ways to sneak in some original music, right? And so I'm like, okay, dope. So we did this. We did this maybe about 3-4 years, and couldn't really find serious people. It was grown men dropping the ball. It was, and it got to a point where she was wasting money, and she was like, I appreciate your dedication and you being serious about it, but we need all the pieces to work. And I got some things going on in London that need my attention. So I got to step away from this, right? And so my hope is to get this back on track. But at this moment, I got to put it on pause. So maybe 7 years later, she called me on video on Instagram. We had been in touch throughout that time, right? For different things. And one of her business partner that was working with us on the project, he's a legend out in London. Shout out Daz, my boy Daz. Daz IQ, legendary. He had a few opportunities for me. Nisha, he was the reason I got my first vinyl record out in London. He connected me with a lot of different people. My boy EVM, before I even made my way overseas, it was a lot of things bubbling. So shout out to him. And so she ended up calling me, Niche, look at my studio, $500,000 studio. I just opened it up in London. How you feel? I'm like, sis, oh my God. I'm so glad, because I knew she had another studio But now this was her new one. So I'm like, wow. She's like, I wanna fly you out here. How do you feel about that? If I bring you here to help me get my studio off the ground. I know you can bring that energy. I wanted more exposure to the studio, and I have an idea to do a podcast, an international podcast, where I want you to come be my American host, and we're gonna have you interview different people from overseas here, but influential people. So I interview like James Brown's last wife before he passed away. Met his son, his last son that he had, was able to do music with him. So many different things that this podcast
Dope.
led me to. Shout out to my sis Mel. I appreciate you forevermore for allowing me to come to London because that I didn't waste no time. I had a strict, tight schedule with the podcast. She'd be like, look, Niche, we doing 8 guests. I need you at the studio 10 a.m. You know, we was staying together, so she may get there before me. Like, you got your own key, whatever. You got your own card to the studio. You know what I mean? It was the time I was managing the studio at a point once I was there for some time, but tight schedule. But even after that, I would still go out and perform. I would still do open mics. I was still finding ways to get booked. I didn't waste no time. She'd be like, where you at? I ain't seen you in a couple days. I'm like, girl, I'm hosting. The party's still going on. You know what I mean? Like, just lit. I didn't waste any time. So that situation, I feel like opened up the door because once people saw what I was doing, and I was out there taking over from performing in the street to performing in front of Big Ben, shooting music videos out there. I recorded 30 songs out there. I was not wasting any time. And the thing about it is, I was only there for 3 months. You would have thought the impact and the impression. We ended up doing a party. She was like, I'm going to do you a party, an event before you leave. And so many people that came that I met at different moments of my journey. The first week I moved to London, or my last week before I was about to leave, that came and fellowship with me. And so that is what opened up the door. Coming there, after I had that moment, I got a call of like, yo, we got an opportunity in the Netherlands. My sis called me like, yo, you know, I'm living in Jamaica now and I got some things in my own platforms out here in Jamaica. Can I get you here? Can I book you here? I'm like, yeah, sis, I'll be back in Atlanta at this time. And so, that opened up the door. And once I penciled in on what my assignment was, even with that, because I felt like that was a new assignment. Like, all right, internationally, I need to be focused on impacting my people and changing the rhetoric on how they see Black people in America. Because, yeah, they love us, but there's a rhetoric around our culture. Because you got the love in hip hop and you got the this, you got the that. That they love to binge watch, but then some of them look at us with their noses up or some type of way because, no, you too ghetto and this and that. But no, baby, make no mistake about it. We are not a monolith. We come in all different shades. We come in all different sizes, different slangs, different twangs. You see what I'm saying? And so I was grateful to be able to show all different type of people of all different shades. I had a conversation, with a European woman out in London. And she was like, I love Americans, but you guys don't know where you come from. And I said, baby, let me stop you right there. That's a lie. I said, I want to correct you, right? And I know you don't mean any harm because you want to correct in love. I said, I know you mean any harm, but as a Black American, the gig is up. Yeah, of course. It's a lot of lies and this and that. But, everybody don't come from, listen, that's a whole nother conversation that I ain't trying to, you see what I'm saying? But everybody don't come from one place. Some of us was right here. Come on. Cherokee, Choctaw, Blackfoot, I know what's going on. See what I'm saying? So being able to regurgitate that knowledge and stand on that power to even be viewed as a powerful Black woman that I never been to America. So if I'm the only physically what they see as an example in the flesh, then I'm happy to be that spokesperson because I'm coming with it. I'm not coming ignorant. I'm not out here talking about my coochie and this and that, and no disrespect to nobody else who is. But what I'm saying is I was glad that I could walk in my divine assignment, even overseas, right? Representing us as well. You know what I'm saying? Us as a people. So, but yeah, King, London is what opened up the pathway to lead me to Egypt, Spain, Tokyo, Croatia, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, France several times, Spain, Calgary. I mean, the list goes on, and I'm super, super grateful because I know it was nothing but God in the details. And I have things that are bubbling now, you know what I mean, that I don't even know about, that I know God is working on. And so, yeah, that was the start, though. Definitely going to London.
I was gonna ask you that. What's your background? Is it Cherokee? Is it
Yeah,
Iroquois?
definitely. Yeah, Cherokee, Choctaw, Blackfoot. I mean, obviously we were colonized as a people, so there's gonna be some other things in the bloodline. I know about the Creole, I know about the Irish, right? And we're still working on doing the genealogy on both sides, getting all of that right. And then we gotta watch that because you know what I mean, we gotta look at where the information is coming from, right? With us as a people, we got to go through so much just to even find out who we are. That's why we have to know who our power. That's why we have to know how powerful we are, right? Who we are and whose we are. I don't know nobody else who got to figure out who they are, right? Huh? So, we got to stand on that. And so I'm grateful as I contend, because I don't know everything and I'm not here to act like I do, but I'm I'm forever a student. I love reading, and I love reading from authors that look like me, that's telling me my history, but that is also citing their European counterparts that also stated this history about who we were and who we are and the land that we was already occupying when XYZ. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah.
Bars.
Yeah. Come on now. Huh? Listen, baby. Okay.
I ain't mad
Oh,
at
talk
you.
to him. Talk to him.
Yeah, so it's like you're very powerful. You're a very powerful
Thank you,
woman.
King. I appreciate that.
I can. Your energy is strong in here, and when I say strong, and it's a
Great way.
good sense of strongness, and
Thank you.
I definitely appreciate that. You are sharing your journey with us, and as your journey continue to manifest, I see you got sync placements on some amazing shows.
Thank you.
Euphoria. I know everybody was looking. Now, I'm be 100. I was watching P Valley.
Understood. Listen.
I couldn't do it. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
the first season. Look, the first season, because the first season was straight. I ain't gonna lie.
I seen a snippet and I was like, I'm out.
Mercedes was on point now.
That part was cool. It was the other part I was at. I had to tap out. I was like, all right, that's cool. Our brother was gonna produce the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
and it's our state, right?
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Okay, come on now. I got so much family from Mississippi.
Come on, that's
so much, a lot of land. Exactly.
Choctaw.
Yes, you did. Yes, my great aunts, and I remember Ain't Inez and Ain't Iona, sisters. I don't know if they were twin sisters, but full-blooded Indians, pigtails down to the kneecaps. I remember this visually as a young girl and not really understanding, right? Because you don't know, like, wow, hair to your knee, like, you know what I mean? I was just fascinated, but now all of that coming back to me and reactivating my DNA, right? We are powerful as a people. We just gotta read into who we are. Once we know more and more about our family, who we come from, we can empower each other. And so, yes, King, Mississippi, but going back to them placements, yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't watch either show. I don't watch TV. So even like at my crib, I don't have TVs. I got all type of gadgets, laptops, iMacs, this, that, whatever, you feel me? But not a TV person, just never have. And if I do find myself like watching something, I'm tapping into more docuseries, something that's based off of truth, or I'm tapping into our history, or you know what I mean? I have my moments, you know what I mean, where I do like the funny stuff, to this, to that, but everything in moderation. And as a creative, most times I'm watching something creative. I'm heavy into battle rap as well. A lot of people don't know I started from that as well. So that's a whole other conversation. But with the placements, King, came about work through A3C. Shout out to A3C, because a lot of work and a lot of opportunities has come from that, from me putting in the work, excuse me. And so a distribution company, Hip Hop Distribution, reached out and said, hey, we've been watching you for the last couple of years at A3C, and we want to offer you an opportunity to be a part of a compilation. And so on these compilations, we have like 50 plus songs from mainstream artists to independent artists like yourself. You know, we featured RZA. We've had Megan Thee Stallion, ASAP Rocky. I mean, they was naming off names. I'm like, wow, okay. You know, and so once the conversation came down to it, they were offering me a number for a particular track. And I knew that this track I wanted to drop on my album. And I didn't want them to necessarily have ownership within it if I wanted to be, you know, making sure I could control it the whole way throughout with the vision that I had for it before they even reached out. And so I negotiated a different song that I created through a partnership that went sour, if you will. And that no bad blood, right? I've had investors come in from overseas, you know what I mean, different places from Ukraine to here to there that have saw the power and what's going on, but then want to change and think, well, no, actually, I'm gonna try to mix some sex in it. I'm gonna try. No, you know what I mean. And so from that, yeah, from situations like that where things didn't align, I was still able to take music that I wasn't gonna use that I was able to repurpose. And one of those records was from a situation like that I was able to repurpose. And they were like, we actually like this song better. And I was like, wow, okay, cool. Gave them that song, and maybe like a month after, they were like, congratulations, you got this placement on P Valley. You know, because they essentially I sold them the song, right? I still have some publishing and some ownership on it, but they own the song, right? And so I relinquished those rights once, you know what I mean? That was the deal, right? And I understood what it was. It was a song I wasn't doing anything with, right? And so they did what they did and shopped it around, and that's how the placement came about. But because I still have rights to the song and the publishing, of course, the sync came through, the checks came through, right? So I was super grateful for that. And then it ended up landing on P Valley as well. It went to Euphoria, and then it got picked up on P Valley, kind of just randomly, where they didn't even know that it was gonna. They was like, we were in conversations, but then COVID happened and everything was on pause, and all of a sudden the show came out and they dropped the soundtrack, and people was tagging me like, Nesha. I'm like, I ain't got no email, you know what I mean? What's going on? They was like, we didn't really get one either, but we got you. And, you know, eventually everything was sorted out. But that's how that came about, you know. And so you know, my hope is that I'm able to even get more and more. When we was talking about catalog earlier, there's so many more things that I would love to do, even being in more films that highlight our stories, more shows that highlight our stories, you know, even in the positive light, whatever it looks like. I don't mind even the independent stuff. I'm open, y'all. Don't think because I didn't travel here and there that I'm not willing to work on whatever level you coming to me on. Let's make it make sense. I'm about the community, and so there's so many things I want to do. Children's book, you know, coming up with music for kids to learn ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. I worked in all type of spaces, definitely with children, camp counseling, you know, philanthropy work, community activism, just giving back in different ways. And so it's definitely all encompassing, but that is how those placements came about and those opportunities came about.
Okay. Yeah.
So what's some of your influences for the music of people, artists?
Yeah, man, I would.
I know two of them on the back. I can say.
Who you about to say?
I can say Badu.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Badu is one of them ones where I just felt like, just as like a godmother too, you know, somebody that just has that energy. I feel like she's every artist that is in that vein of wanting to promote peace and positivity. We all are kind of like leaning on Erica, whether she know it or not. We ain't even gotta personally know her, but still just leaning on her. And I'm grateful to have met her on a personal tip a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? And be asked to come to Hollywood. Like, hey, I saw you perform in Atlanta. I'm on tour with Erica. Can you fly out to Hollywood? I want you to meet her. And I'm not knowing if it's real or fake, but it was real. And so shout out to Erica, because her energy was indescribable, meeting her in Hollywood backstage and us having a one-on-one moment, and her touching the crystal that I had on at the time and being like, you got on this orgonite, and just reaffirming my energy and saying it twice before I even asked her to. I got this in the record as well, y'all. MIM on all platforms, MIM on all platforms. I talk about that whole interaction with Erica. But, I'm grateful to have met her and even being able to meet her because the music, somebody was impacted by my performance that worked with her that led me to that. So definitely Erica. Gotta say Pac, just what he stood for, his fight, everything he was. I mean, when you chosen, the spiritual warfare, it's gonna be like none other. When you really out here having something to say, when you out here trying to go against the grain, when you out here going against the popular opinion, it is the devil gonna come even harder. Outside forces gonna come even harder. The distractions, the negativity gonna come even harder. But when you negative already being negative, you just in negativity. But when you actually trying to do something positive, negative outside forces are gonna try to come and disturb that. Stay locked in and stay focused. So, Pac, just thinking about what he went through. Missy Elliott, I mean, her creativity and who she is. Left Eye. Sad I never got the chance to meet her, but very grateful that I've, got to open up for some different like TLC events where they were honoring Left Eye and got to, pour into T-Buys and briefly meet Chili, things that I'm grateful that my journey aligned me on with some of these influences. Whitney Houston, just who she was as a person, her aura, her voice, her as a talent. Michael Jackson, him, his legacy, his story, his unfortunate demise. That's neither here nor there. I just look at our people, and how we're idolized until we aren't anymore, right? Until we don't want to play the game and they find some type of way to do away or try to do away with the legacy. But, the princes of the world, I mean, it's just so many people, even though they want rappers. I'm just looking at, me and my mom always have a conversation. She's like, baby girl, James Brown was one of the first rappers as well. Gil Scott-Heron was one of the first MCs. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that I'm standing on their shoulders. Curtis Blow, you know what I mean? Him being the first in America to show that it's possible to be successful, going platinum, having a record deal. The first to do it. At first, it was a fad. At first, it was like, is hip hop here to stay? He showed it could go on a mainstream level. And so I'm grateful to have somebody like him in my corner. I could go on and on and on about the influences. Even some of the new girls, Tierra Whack. I love what she's doing. Rhapsody, of course. Man, I love No Name. I love what she stands for. It's a lot of, I like Doechii. I like what Doechii is doing and how she's bringing something different. Yeah, it's a lot of different people, even on the independent level. Like, I listen to it all. Apple Music, I love exploring the new females because people got time for men all day. And I love my king sitting here. But y'all know it's true. You know what I'm saying? Just as when we look at all of these industries and how they're male dominated, you know what I mean? People are going to make sure they running back such and such all day long, but I just want to make sure as a woman, I'm constantly making sure I am uplifting us as well. So,
I thought I was gonna give you one, Queen Latifah.
yes, yeah. I definitely said, damn, I don't know if I did skip her. Yeah, definitely
That's who you
Queen.
reminded me when I
Yeah, I
very
love
first
Queen
saw you.
Latifah.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
very first saw you.
What she stood for and how she did it all from, having her production company to having a record label, to being an artist, to being an actress, to being a cover girl. Like, people don't, man, come on, don't box us in. We are multi-hyphenate creatives. We can do it all. We can all do it all. Who told you couldn't? That's the thing of the past. That's something that kept people boxed in. I'm in the space right now that does it all, right? You know what I'm saying? As I look around, I'm seeing how it's so much being done right here in this space, in this beautiful space. Y'all, you can do it all. I'm a queen that got my own record label, signed myself to myself, my own publishing company, right? Doing what I do with the philanthropy work, international artist, you know what I'm saying? Songwriting. Now, working in the restaurant industry with my business partners on that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's so much. I don't box myself out because I've been able to take my entertainment and my personality and my ability to market naturally now to the restaurant space. And that's brought a whole different purpose and light to me just who I am. And so I'm grateful to even be in this new space, right? As I'm doing that. And so it's so much. It's so much. It's so much. It's so much. It's so much that I'm just getting started on. But yeah, I love Queen Latifah for sure. That's a great example.
We'll talk about that restaurant.
Hey, yes.
You know, I'm hungry.
Yes,
Right.
hey,
Hungry right
get
now.
into it. Listen.
What we selling?
Best Philly steaks in town. Let you know right now. Check us out when you wanna go down. Look, Big Philly G. Big Philly G, Big Philly G, Philly G Steaks. Shout out to Gordon. Shout out to Amy. Shout out to Gordon. Shout out to Amy. Shout out to D. Thompson. Shout out to Gail. Shout out the whole Advice Sports and Entertainment team, right? Wow. Listen, y'all, it's amazing. I'm just grateful to be ushered in to something that's bigger than me. I have a mentor that is a powerful woman in the sports and entertainment world, right? From the NFL to the college level, to soccer, to the WNBA, right? To sitting on the Grammy board, to listen. Powerful, right? Somebody who has been in my corner when I got the opportunity to go on Sway in the morning. She said, I'm coming with you. I'm getting us a hotel in Times Square. And when we went, sure enough, Sway was like, we met before. Because she be in those rooms. And so I was grateful to have her, a person that's going to speed read a contract and say, Nesha, you're not signing that. She's kept me away from a lot of things that did not mean me any well. And somebody that called my phone and said, listen, I know we doing what we doing with the sports and entertainment because I'm on that marketing side with her sports and entertainment, what she's doing. And shout out to the first of all, moment of silence for the Terrell family as well. I just want to get him some love. Shout out to the Terrell family. Blessings to y'all, to the tragedy that they're facing right now. But shout out to both of them. Avion Terrell just got drafted. One of her clients, one of the clients coming from Advice Sports and Entertainment, right? A plethora of clients. AJ Terrell, his brother, right? Both of her clients now on the same team. And it's all throughout. She's powerful, a Black woman that is powerful, educated, went to college at 16, was, come on, was owning and operating a Subway, Dunkin' Donuts at like 18, 19, like BP gas and oil, doing the national pricing. Like I could go on and on about this woman because I love her to death. I appreciate her. She's a big sister. She's a mother figure as well because she's way old. I won't say way older like you old, D. I love you. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know she's one of my elders. Y'all know what I'm saying.
You had as a mentor.
Yeah, she's one of my elders. And so basically she gave me a call. Said, listen.
Gotcha.
I'm working in the restaurant space, right? She was already working in the restaurant space, but she's like, I'm about to like full-fledged go into it because now I want to partner in and I want to open up some locations and I want to bring some of my people. And I don't know who can do it the way you can do it with your energy, with the level, with the this, with the that. And I'm not trying to take you away from what you got going on here and there. And I know with your artistry and this and that. I said, hold on, wait a minute. Because this is about the vision at hand. And you repurposing my purpose. The art, I can't turn off the artistry if I wanted to. Right. You know what I'm saying? But this is legacy. Black-owned business. And y'all, it's tough. Stop playing with us. Edgewood. Philly G Edgewood. Municipal Market. Philly G Glenwood. We coming back to Glenwood. We just remodeled. We just did our private NFL party there back to back. Shout out to Avion Terrell. Congratulations again. The whole Terrell family. I love y'all. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to AJ Terrell as well. Mom, pops, the whole family, the sisters. I love y'all to death. We coming back to Glenwood. Stay tuned. Bigger and better. We'll be open before you know it. We just opened up in Snellville. That's the location that you can catch me at the most,
That's
period.
Where I saw that.
You can catch me at
That's
Snellville.
where I saw that.
You can catch me at the Snellville location. The most. Catch us inside of the Cricket Can Food Hall inside of the brewery. We going digital. We've been open about 6 weeks over there now. It's been beautiful. I am happy to give you and bring you a once in a lifetime experience that you're not going to get nowhere else. I am changing the rhetoric around Black businesses and what that customer service looks like, baby, because it's top tier. It ain't just Chick-fil-A, you gonna get my pleasure at, baby. You getting a whole theme song. I'm making it and it's random theme songs because I'm freestyling. You know what I mean? But I'm going above and beyond. Not because I know the owners and my business partner and this and that, but because I genuinely believe in it. Before my mentor was involved, I had already met the owner and his wife on a separate occasion through another one of my colleagues. She was like, let's go get some food. I was tapped in with a tech company. Shout out to y'all because I'm still tapped in with them. One of them was out here on business, and I linked up with my friend. She works in the esports space. She said, let's go have food. My people just opened up a Philly spot. I said, Queen, I don't eat cheese. I don't eat onions. I don't eat peppers. I don't eat mayo. I'm very picky. She said, I got you. I said, and I don't do beef. I don't do pork. He said, they got chicken. I said, cool. We went. No cheese. I just did the chicken, the mushrooms. Changed my life. I talked about it forever. So for it to come together in this way, I'm not just talking about it because I'm trying to sell you something. I'm talking about it because the first bite I had, it changed my life. And I would always be like, I'm going to drive to Edgewood from wherever I'm at to make sure I get that cheesesteak. So I'm happy to see where it's grown to before my involvement, before I got the call. You know what I'm saying? And we only going to grow up and 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 up. I see this bigger than McDonald's. I'm calling it in right now. Quality level. I'm calling it in right now. The brains that's behind this, the Black excellence that's behind this, the type of people that are on board, the chefs that we have. We got top tier chefs. Shout out to my boy Chef Duncan, top of the top. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Trav. Shout out. It's so many people that we have that really make this thing come together. Again, I got to continue to shout out the owners. Amy, I got to shout out Gordon and Amy both. I got to shout out D. Thompson, my mentor, my business partner. I got to shout out Gail, my mentor, my business partner. Like, y'all, this is larger than life. And come and visit us. Please come and see me this weekend. I'll be there tomorrow. Saturday, I ain't gonna be there Saturday.
I might catch them on the way back up when I come up from out of town tomorrow.
Okay, let me know.
I live up that way.
Yes. Come. It's gonna be an experience.
I'm gonna slide through the edge.
Yes. Okay, yes. Come.
Right.
Have a conversation with Amy because Gordon, his wife, is always there at the register bringing that customer experience. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's hands-on, like, nitty-gritty, y'all. We really care, and she brought me in because she know I care. The same way she called me and said, hey, Niche, I'm getting off tour, and I'm not here to name drop. I'm just letting y'all know the caliber of what's happening. I'm getting off tour with Nudie. We was overseas. I need some people that's going to represent AJ Terrell's foundation. Some of his kids are going to Usher summer camp, and I need somebody that's going to be there. I'm not going to do it because I'm tired, and you got to stay on campus. Can you do it? Absolutely. I'm there. She knows she can call me for a plethora of things. It don't matter what it is. The same way, hey, Niche, are you able to do some admin work for me for such and such artists? Can you put together a folder of beats that can go out for songwriting? It ain't always got to be about me. I've taken the back seat several times because of my passion behind what I love to do. God, use me in this moment. And using me may not look like being in front of the camera. It may be on side of the camera as I'm cheering going, Avion being drafted to the NFL, which, wait a minute, this is larger than life. Why would I not? You know what I'm saying? But just saying that to say some people, you know what I mean? Some people ain't cut out to want to pivot and wear different hats and want to feel like, wait a minute, God, what is this? Is this taking me off course? I know this is taking me on course. And it's actually bringing it together as a full course, like a golf course. You heard, I was going to keep going, but I couldn't think of any more courses. Okay. But yeah, so come
Drop
and check
that
us
beat.
out. Okay? Philly G Steaks, y'all. Philly G Steaks. Philly G Steaks. Edgewood. Chattahoochee Food Works. Shout out to Q. Q, what up? Q, what up? Holding down that Chattahoochee Works location. Shout out to everybody that's a part. I don't want to forget nobody's name. Y'all know I love y'all to death. Shout out to everybody that's a part of this vision.
The Works.
The Works.
I've been there.
Okay.
I walked past it a couple of times. I kept looking over at it. Oh.
Yeah.
Now I know.
That's us too. That's us too. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. And constantly growing. And, you know, I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, Amy, Gordon, I want to say they've only been operating at the Edgewood location, which is the first location, the legacy location, since 2019.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And this is a king who's coming out the streets of Philadelphia, if you get what I'm saying, huh? And was able to change his life around with taking his expertise to the restaurant business, change his life around. I'm very inspired by what they both stand for. This is a beautiful family. I love them to death, dog. I love them to death. I'm actually working on a For Real theme song. I really am. I'm working on a For Real theme song for the restaurant Real Deal. I've already written it. I don't want to say, let me stop. I need to record it. That was gonna be my conversation after we cut. I wanted to talk because I got some projects and different things that I need to get out. I wanted to talk with you, you know what I mean, about rates and you know what I mean, just what the basis was. Like, not even knowing, I'm trying to, but no, like, normally, typically, you know what I mean? Is it a website I need to go on to see the rates? Or, you know, I was going to have that conversation because I see what's going on in here. But yeah, y'all, Philly G Steaks.
Can I correct
Philly
you?
G Steaks.
Can I correct you? Caught you wrong?
Yeah.
You didn't bring us no Philly cheese day.
Hey, y'all, you need that hot. Listen,
Come on.
and it's the
You got
type
off the grill.
you want it hot off the grill,
No,
but
okay.
I
wait.
eat it. I do eat it cold. I'm not
I
gonna
will
lie.
wait.
That's the
I will
only
wait.
thing I eat cold because it's so good. Y'all
I'm
so
I'm
good.
gonna wait till Saturday. I'm pulling up on y'all.
Yeah, you look. You said
Hey.
Saturday. You know I'm not
No,
gonna
it's all
be
good.
there.
I'm in the area. I'm in that area. So
Okay.
don't worry. I'm gonna catch you
Don't
one of
come
them days.
Saturday. Come.
I'm making come tomorrow. I'm gonna try to come.
Try
tomorrow.
to come tomorrow,
I'm trying
or
to come
even
tomorrow.
Sunday. Am I there
Sunday
Sunday? I
might-
think I am. I might be there Sunday. I
Sunday
think
might
I.
work too.
Okay, just let me know. And even if I need to come Saturday, I don't know what I got going on. I'm trying to get in the studio. That's why I want to have this conversation because I
it's
want to
good,
lock
it's good.
in.
I got one
But-
last question.
No, go ahead.
Do you have merch on deck? Because I know you very fashion forward. Every time I see you,
Thank you. I appreciate
have
it.
never seen
Some
you with
light,
the same
still heavy.
thing
I
on
appreciate
ever,
it, King.
ever. I have never seen you with the same thing on.
That's
ever.
crazy because I'm not trying to be, none of them.
No.
You know how
You
them
got your
artists be
own
that don't
style.
wear stuff twice? Baby, you've seen me in shit 20, 30 times, but
You
I
just know
didn't
how to
remix it.
Okay,
Huh?
that's what it is.
I'm not
Okay.
one of them, baby. I'm going
Okay.
to wear some shit, but yeah, I'm going to remix
Okay.
it too.
Got it.
And listen,
Okay.
get into, like I said, I'm 10 feet tall, but if you physically look at what's going on, baby, you see I can
Yeah,
shop
okay.
in all type of sections, okay?
There you
Kids,
go.
wait a minute. Shit. Listen. I'm in the
Okay,
big
we
and
know
tall,
you.
like I said. I don't know if y'all heard me.
Mhm.
Okay. But yeah, so you get what I'm saying,
I got
Kings?
you.
I be
I
grabbing
got what
all
you
type
said.
of trinkets. I be grabbing all type of trinkets. I'm not above it all, baby. I love them. I love them all. Stop playing with me. I've never been that type of girl that's like, I'm only gonna go to. No, baby. I may have to go to Lennox to grab something particular, but I'm gonna be in Ross getting exactly what I need. I'm gonna be a TJ Maxx girly. You can catch me up in City Trend. Baby, you can catch me in all of these spots. Stop playing
G-Dub
with
fashion.
me. Like
Come on now.
come on, you better put this together. You better put it on. It ain't about what you spent on it. It's about how you put it on.
Right.
Do you hear what I'm saying,
Right,
baby?
right.
I've always been that type of person. No matter what I got in my pocket, how am I putting this on? Even if I'm at Walmart, I didn't. Walmart has some little John Deere. Oh, let me grab that. You know what I mean? It's just little pieces that speak to
now.
me. I'm that type of shopper. Consignment
we
shops,
grew up.
thrift shops. You know
Yeah,
what it
come on
is.
now.
You know what it is. You know what it
We
is.
grew
I
up
love my
wearing Dickies out
black-owned
of
brands as
Walmart,
well.
right?
Yay, come on. Come on. They don't get it. They don't understand. They don't get it. But I appreciate you. But yeah, I do have merchandise. I'm revamping, but I do have like some of the legacy stuff, which is like the Nice Gang merchandise, which is a spin on the the North Face. Basically, the North Face logo, but instead of it saying the North Face, it says the Nice Gang. And then I have a
Been trying to get one
tattoo.
in for the longest.
King, I got you. This
Mhm.
tattoo right here, I have is a piece of merchandise on like t-shirts, hoodies. This was a shout out to Jade, a designer that did this piece for me here. I loved it so much when she designed it on the merchandise. I got it tattooed like immediately after she
that's
presented.
dope.
I was like, I really appreciate it. Because I feel like this was a way that she depicted me. This is how you see me, and I appreciate, you know
The
what I
same
mean?
person did all your tats. Huh?
Not the same person,
really?
no. But I try
Yeah.
to be very uniform
That's
when
what
I get
kinda-
them done.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It
Yeah, I've
definitely,
been to a couple, maybe
okay.
like maybe 2 or 3, maybe 2 people have just only been on the arm.
Okay.
But 2 different people. Yeah,
Gotcha.
2 different people on this arm here. But yeah.
Clean tats.
Thank you, King. I appreciate that. But stay tuned for new merchandise. Stay tuned for new music, y'all. I want to continue to build up the catalog. And my thing is, even when I was living out in London for that time and I did 30 songs, my thing was, how can I not sound like the Nesha that was living in Atlanta? I want to expand my sound. And I'm not trying to be like nobody else. I'm being myself, but I'm also indulging in their culture and picking up their flavor and infusing it with mine. And so I got a project called Outside that I took some songs from those 30 songs, and pretty much the first wave of those songs I released, and it's called Outside. It's an acronym that I can't really, because at that moment, you know, as creatives, we be like, so, you feel me? But it was very impactful. I'm not going to try to go into it right now, y'all, but outside the platform, because I feel like I've been outside. Like you said, King, you met me way long ago. I was outside before outside was a buzzword. Whether I was performing at Figure 8, okay? These places ain't even open no more. Figure 8 to Scores on Wesley Chapel to Club Libra to whatever spot they had, Club Inferno, the Underground, Club Visions. Okay, doing the rip the mic on V103. Shout out Bankhead and DJ Infamous. Like I said, the battle rap is kind of what ushered me in. You see what I'm saying? Got that opportunity. Shout out to Reggie P because I was able to take his crown. He was undefeated. I got on there. I took his crown. Impromptu. Auntie called me one day randomly. They asking for people to rap. Shout out Auntie Karen. They asking for people to rap on the radio. Call up there. I called. I rapped. My phone died. I got on Facebook. They like, you won. I'm like, won what? V103, like, come up for your prizes. And we also want you to rap at the Atlanta Football Classic presented by AT&T. I went, I battled 5 guys. I beat those guys. Bankhead came to me after that. Hey, can I interview you on V103? I want to talk about you winning and the whole experience. Wow, okay, cool. My homegirl, shout out, my best friend to this day. Shout out to Tajay, Eli, my homie. We was in a group at the time. We was still separate artists, but we came together to be a group. But she always supported wherever I got called individually. She was always there to support. Like, she was older than me, Niche. I got you. I'm gonna drive you there. Took me up to the station. Bankhead, like, look, I know I just interviewed you about winning and you battling everybody, but do you still got some juice left in you? We got a champion here. Can you beat him? Can you take his crown? I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. I'm like, damn, I'm only, you know what I mean? I'm only 16. I'm still, like, you know, I'm in my head about this shit. I'm not letting it show. But I'm thinking to myself, I didn't been a lion all day. I just knew I was gonna get a chance to chill. Put me on the spot. And I won by like 2 votes. And I was able to dethrone them. And I was undefeated for 8 weeks. That opened up so many doors. We're locked in with Jazzy. Locked in with Young Jock. Shout out to my boy T.O. Green. Like, yo, I was up there with Jock. We seen you at the station. We want to get you to the studio. We did a record. You know what I'm saying? Jock dropped it on his notorious JOC. It was a mixtape he had out at the time. It's called Paper Cuts. You can still find this record on YouTube. These are, you know, records that never really got that light. You see what I'm saying? But it's a part of my journey. You know what I mean? It was like, we in the studio with Jockey, like whoever finished first can get on the song. It's several, me, T.O., all type of people in the studio. Whoever finished and get their verse done on the song. It's competitive. Like, shit, let me get my, you know what I mean? He not treating me like I'm a child just because I'm in high school. It's like, whoever get it done, you know? So I'm grateful for those moments in my journey, you know? Yeah, man, we here with it. Listen, y'all, I'm telling you, I've been a quiet storm. I've done about 5 international independent tours, no major corporate funding. You know what I mean? No crazy big team, just mentors, right? Just advisors that want the best for me. That's like, Niche, I know you going over there by yourself. Make sure this, and this. And maybe I can connect you with this, and this. And opportunities that have taken care of me along the way. Like, hey, we got your flight, your hotel, your this, your that, your transportation, such and such gonna have your name. You know, where I'm being taken care of, where I'm comfortable, right? And so, but I'm traveling to these places by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm capturing my own content. I'm representing my listen, it's a lot to do, but God brought me here because he knew I could handle it. Right? The come on now. So this is what this is about, y'all. So I'm here to let you know, like I'm not stopping. I'm only getting started. And you can expect more and more greatness from me. Trust and believe.
Already. Yeah. Hey, your journey is amazing.
Thank you
Hands
so
down.
much.
You know, I when I say those young ladies you mentoring, hey, I know they don't understand you're a blessing to them.
Thank you.
And as the viewers watching this episode, let them know where they can find you at.
Yes, y'all, please. First of all, I just want you to know you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're powerful, you're worth it. Thank you for your existence. We got to understand we are all here for something, right? Even if it's just to play a small part for the bigger mission at hand. Do your part. I want you to lock in on what your purpose is right now. Whatever may be holding you back, I need you to lock in. I need you to shake off and shake back as quick as possible. I'm talking to you right now, who's ever listening to this, okay? If it hit a nerve, if it made, yeah, I'm talking to you. Tap back in. Don't waste your purpose. I'm talking to you. Tap in. You can follow me everywhere at Nesha Nycee, NESHANYCEE. That is again NESHANYCEE. Y'all, on all platforms. Stream the music. Run me up. Run up some of my older albums. Too Humble, Too True. Run up the record with Zaytoven. Run up the record with Tasha Couture. Shout out my sis. We got some records. I got a record on there with Curtis Blow. I got some records, some newer records that I dropped. You know, some features that I've been doing. Tap in, you know what I mean? And so I want y'all to continue to follow my journey because I'm not stopping. I'm not. Whatever you thought it looked like, you don't know what it's looking like, baby, because God ain't even show. Huh? I'm telling you, you can't fathom what this is about to be, y'all. We got to feel like this about ourselves, period. This is how I give it up about my people. When I walked in here, I'm like, oh, okay, they ain't playing no games. I already knew what time it was. See what I'm saying? That's why I was adamant on, I knew we couldn't get it together, but I wanted us to be able to get it together. So I knew once I had a moment to be able to get over here, I wanted to make sure I could, and I walked into greatness, y'all. The same energy that I felt is the same energy that I possess. It's being reflected both ways. And so you through the screen, I want you to feel what was conjured up in here right now today.
Come on,
Huh? What's going on? Huh? Don't give me the... Did you see me in the Michael Jackson movie?
Nesha Nycee, say it twice.
I was when the credits came up. Huh? Listen.
Nice,
Yes,
twice.
man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Nesha Nycee said twice, the queen. Tap in with me again, like I said, on our platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Twitter, all of it, YouTube. Y'all run me up. Run me up as an independent artist having something to say. It's not easy. I'm just choosing to continue on my mission, y'all. Come on, it's not easy. I'm doing something that, you know what I mean? It's the harder route because I'm choosing to have something to say, right? It's not easy, but it's purposeful. It's something I love to do. It's something that if I never made a cent out of it, I would still do it because I know it's a part of my calling. And so I'm grateful for the platform. Thank y'all for allowing me to speak on my journey. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much again. Come on, y'all. Tailors Talk Podcast, baby. We in here.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate you for coming out.
Can't for what else they need to do.
Hey, Y'all go out there, subscribe, like, and share to the Tailor Talk Podcast. And again, thank y'all for tuning in as we have the lovely guest, Nesha Nycee.
Say it
See,
twice.
Say it twice. The Queen signing out. Salute these kings. Tailor Talk Podcast, baby. Huh?